All right, guys, C2 is officially out, and a lot of people are having trouble finding the 3 map fragments that everybody needs to progress the quest in order to unlock C2. So stick around to this video. I'm going to show you guys every possible location and how they work. All right, so first things first, the way these fragments work is there's going to be a fragment that spawns. I think there's 2 or 3 spawns every 10 minutes, but after 7 minutes they despawn. And also, one thing you need to remember is that every fragment is different throughout everybody's server, so it's kind of like a scavenger hunt with the timer they have and the despawn timer. But don't worry, I'll show you guys all 20 spawns and exactly where to find them. All right, stay tuned. All right, so first things first, we're going to start with Starter Island. The very first 2 pieces are all on Starter Island. So when you first spawn in, you're going to dash over here, and it's going to be off this ledge right here, right on this rock. So I'll zoom out so you guys can see. On this rock here is one of the first spawns. Then the second spawn, you want to quickly go over here, and it's going to be behind the windmill. I know also there's an egg spawns here, but we're just worried about the ancient fragments right now. All right, so let's head to the all right, so we're gonna head to Desert Island and show you guys the next few spawns. All right, so the next 2 locations are going to be on the Desert Island. As soon as you spawn, one of the spawns will be right here on top of this roof right here, the small hut, and the second spawn will be over here on the bigger hut in one of these corners. So keep your eyes peeled whenever you come to Desert Island. It's going to be on this hut or the next small hut over here. All right, let's move to the next one. The next map is going to be Snow Island. So unlike Desert and Starter, the Snow Island only has 1 known spawn, and it's going to be over here at this little snow cabin right here around the side. So you want to look here, maybe it spawns here. Again, also remember that it's different for everybody, and depending on your server, it's going to be different for everybody. But Snow Island is going to be on this little cabin, this little hut right here, and we're going to move on to the next one. Okay. All right, so when you get to Shibuya is the very next place that it's at. So you're going to go over here to the Cursed King, which is Sukuna, or Yuji possessed by Sukuna. You're going to come up here, and it's going to be a could spawn at the edge of this building right here. So all along this edge, you want to check here for your spawn. If it doesn't spawn here, remember, it doesn't spawn the same place for everybody. So check all these spawns throughout the video. Feel free to pause along the way and check everything. The next location it can spawn in Shibuya is over here on the giant skyscraper on one of the edges, one of these corners. You look over here, or you look over the other corner and see if it's there. It hasn't spawned for me, but you guys may get lucky. All right, on to the next map. All right, so on Hollow Island is going to be one of these structures right here. These structured buildings, it can spawn at any of these structured buildings that have the little entrance. You want to check all of them and see if it spawns for you. If it isn't at any of these structures, you want to jump over here to the right side of the island, and you're going to check on this big tree right here. It can spawn in either one of these branches. On to the next island. So the next island is going to be Shinjuku. It can be on top of one of the tall tilted buildings. So whichever one of these tilted buildings is going to be on top of one of these. So let me just jump all up there real quick. It's just kind of hard to. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna see if it spawns here for me. It does not look like it, but yeah, it's gonna be on either one of these tall tilted buildings in Shinjuku, and that's pretty much that's the only spawns known for Shinjuku. We're gonna move on to the next map. So for Slime Island, there's gonna be 2 spawns known. The one is going to be the house near the key crafter. You want to look around the house or on top of it. The key may spawn on this one right here. Does not look like it spawned for me, but there's one spawn right here. And then the second spawn for Slime Island is going to be behind the Coliseum. You want to check behind the Coliseum and see if it spawned in for you. Do not look like it spawned for me. Maybe I didn't check any. Like, yeah, it doesn't look like it spawned for me, but this is going to be spawned. So behind the Coliseum and on top of the house near the crafter. I believe for Slime Island, there's going to be 2 spawns that I know of that people relate to me. So it's either going to be right here on top of this house next to the crafter. Right, you could also check the crafter's house, but I'm pretty sure it's on top of this house, like on this little balcony right here. Or if you go over to the Coliseum behind it, it may spawn as well. Remember, the spawns are different for everybody throughout their servers, so be wary of that. If you don't see here, you have to check the next spawns. All right, so the next location I'm going to show you guys is right at the academy. It's going to be on top of the wall on either one of these towers. So either if it's not on this tower, then you check this tower, and then if not these, then you can check over here right on top of the administration building, somewhere along the lines of right here. All right, we're almost near the end of this guide, but the next island we're gonna look at, there's 2 spawns on this island. It's Judgment Island. So when you first spawn, it can be on either one of these. Jesus, it's gonna be in either. Oh my god, either one of these tall mountains. So this mountain or the one over here, which I wasn't lucky enough to have any spawn in my server, but it's on top, like smack dab on top of this, or where I ended up finding mines when I was doing my quest on stream is over here behind these icebergs right here. Oh, and look, just as we said it spawned right here. Let me go ahead and take a picture of that. Perfect. But yeah, so right here is one of the key fonts. So you see I got a key right here. Unfortunately, I already completed the quest, but hopefully you guys have got lucky just like me. Okay, so second to last is going to be Ninja Island. It's going to be on one of these dead trees, like on the limbs, the little twigs or whatever. It's going to be on one of their branches. So keep an eye out for over here on one of the dead tree branches. It's kind of complicated on this one, so I would avoid it, but if you end up getting lucky, then you just get lucky. All right, on to the last one. So moving on to the very last spot of the spawns is going to be on Lawless Island. So there's either going to be a spawn at the one of the building over here, this building right over here. It's going to be on the side of the mountain. So on the side of this mountain where this building's at, like at this rock, or the next spawn is going to be behind the Coliseum itself. So when you go over here, it can spawn behind here. All right. So that pretty much concludes the video. If you made it this far, drop a W down in the comments. I will be dropping a tutorial on how to get all the map fragments to reconstruct the map in order to get into C2. But I do appreciate you guys sticking around.